today we are first of all discussing the plane crash that happened yesterday morning in Wichita. So Jessica, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, did you guys hear about it?
No, I haven't heard about it.
You haven't?
I
saw it on the TV yesterday, but...
Yeah.
Well, I heard something about it, but I wasn't sure when it happened or how or where.
A twin-engine Beechcraft lost power in one of its engines during takeoff and crashed into one of the training buildings out at Mid-Continent Airport yesterday morning.
Was anyone injured or?
4 people died, including the pilot of the plane. Luckily, there was no one else on board. The plane was being flown to maintenance. They were going to do some repainting and refurbishing on the inside. And then 3 others were in the building that were killed, and several people were taken to the hospital.
Was it just like engine failure or something like that? Or what caused it? Or do you know?
All the reports that I saw said that the pilot acted as he was supposed to, alerting air traffic control tower immediately, and they said that he was a decorated veteran, so it wasn't that he was incompetent or anything. So
has anything like this ever happened at Wichita Airport? Does anyone know?
Not that I've ever heard of. I'm from Wichita, and I've never heard of anything like this happening.
Have you ever flown out of that airport before?
I have once, and it was like in 3rd grade. It's the only time I've flown in a while.
I don't know. I know this was just a small plane, but this actually kind of makes me nervous to get on a plane now.
Yeah.
Is it anyone else? Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've flown a lot as a child. My mom's side of the family lives back east in New York and in DC, and so every summer we would fly on summer vacation to go visit them. And even after September 11th, we felt so safe going and flying. It wasn't that big a deal for us. But it does rattle even my nerves every time I hear a plane crash.
I agree. And Ricky, I think you had a plane story. So what was that about?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's windowless planes in the next 10 years. It's a new technology. It's that uses OLED displays, and it'll actually replace the conventional window. And so there'll be cameras on the outside of the plane that'll capture, like a panoramic view of whatever's outside. And it says here that it'll reduce the weight of the plane, meaning it'll use less fuel. And there's also interactivity with the screens that they're trying to plan with video-wise. And
I don't know how I feel about that because I'm like afraid of height. So I don't know.
So you would rather look outside?
See, it's okay. Like at least they have windows. Like I can shut it or something like that. But if I'm sitting right here and when I look to my right or my left, I see floating clouds like right beside me. I don't know how I feel about that. Like I feel weird almost. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know if I like it either, honestly.
Well, it's not a real window. There's still a wall. There's still a barrier there.
Yeah.
So you're protected.
Right.
I almost like having the ability to look outside, though.
Shut it.
Yeah, I do too. I always have to watch with motion sickness, and so
exactly. Yeah.
So with different kinds of screens, it really bothers my eyes with motion, and so I actually prefer the window as to a screen because it helps me not get motion sickness.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting how they use those because that is a good point. People might be, get motion sickness from it.
And are the clouds going to actually be moving on the screen, or is it just a photo?
No, it looks like it's supposed to be in real time. So there'll be cameras outside, directly outside of the plane, just capturing live video.
Oh yeah. See, I don't know if I like
See,
that.
it would be cool. You know, I think it would be cool, but I just feel like, okay, if there's clouds floating right beside me, I don't know how I feel about that. That's like my main thing. Like I don't know how.
I don't know. Maybe it won't be any different than just looking out the window. I don't know. But Quan, what do you have for us in airplane news?
Yeah, I guess Facebook is coming out with the app that lets passengers on the airplane stalk each other or something like that. It allows them to like get to know the seatmate or whatever. What they would have to do is they just have to log in to, it says here, like, to be seen, you will have to check in and just provide your name and your link to your Facebook, and your seatmate can look through your Facebook and just
Like, why would someone like why?
Why do you need that?
I guess just to get to know.
What if you find out your seatmate is a murderer?
I know, that's the thing. Yep. But it allows you to get to know your seatmate or something before you plane. Before you board, whatever. Yeah.
I don't really see the point to that.
I'd much rather get to know a person by talking to them face to face than going through their Facebook page.
Yeah, I agree.
Just another example of the breakdown of social interaction. You know, people are unable to just talk face to face and on the plane next to each other, so they have to go to them.
I keep hearing stories of, even in the workplace, how people are no longer like walking down the hall to ask one of their colleagues a question. They'll sit there and they'll either call them or they'll email them. It's like, I'm 50 feet away. Why can't you just come down and talk to me?
Even in classwork too.
Yeah.
So much of the stuff is online.
Speaking of classes, what's happening on campus?
The Vice President of Student Affairs, Tisa Mason, was recently named president of a university in North Dakota, Valley City State University. I know Dr. Mason was working here for about 6 years. It's a nice job promotion, I think.
Yeah, didn't Dr. Mason apply to be president here?
Yeah, she was one of the finalists.
Is this school that she's going to, is it a bigger school than Fort Hays, or is it?
It's smaller.
Smaller.
It's their current enrollment is 1,362.
Okay.
And it's a little bit smaller town, about 6,000. Then in other on-campus news, have you guys heard of the Sibelius lecture series?
I'm familiar with it. I don't know much about it though.
It's this event that they do every year. They have different guest speakers come. This year they're going to have Jay Carney, who was the White House secretary for the Obama administration. He just recently retired. So that should be interesting. I read that he was actually on Air Force One the day 9/11 happened with Bush. So I mean, he's been high up in politics and political journalism.
Who have been the other Sibelius lecturer?
Last year they had Howard Dean and Rick Santorum. They had a debate, and I went to that last year. It was pretty interesting.
Are you planning on going to this one?
I am. I have tickets for it, and I'm getting extra credit through news reporting.
Where is this?
It's going to be in Beach Smith Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
And it is this upcoming Monday from 7:30 to 9.
And how much were the tickets?
They're $5 for students.
You don't get in free if you're a student?
No. They're $10 for the general public and then $5 for students. I think you can still get them in the union through the student service center. So it says he's going to be talking on a multitude of subjects, including the situation in the Middle East, healthcare and immigration, economy, and the upcoming midterm and presidential elections.
Well, Quan, what do you have for us?
Right now, 6 states are trying to get approval from the Supreme Court. Virginia, Utah, Oklahoma, Indiana, and Wisconsin. now it's like we're facing the problem of like people trying to move to the states that allow the same-sex marriages. So there's going to be the majority of the population being there instead of where they don't allow it. And it says here also that the court decision came out without an explanation. It says the denial of cases from the federal appeals carry no formal instruction.
Could you guys ever see Kansas passing a gay marriage law?
Yeah, I think it's going to take a while if it does happen.
First of all, how do you guys feel about that though? Like the same-sex marriages, like.
I mean, I don't have a
what's
problem
your take
with
on that?
Well, in my opinion, I don't think it's the state's job at all to issue a marriage. I like gay marriage or straight marriage. It shouldn't be their job at all. But if the state is offering straight marriage, I feel like it is disparaging and it's discriminatory if the government's supposed to look at, you know, as people as, you know, genderless, sexless, race. You know, you can't look at that when you're talking about
I see your point. Like I feel like who you want to marry is your business, you know. So they shouldn't intervene with that at all, the states. But that's just my opinion.
Right.
What how do you feel about that?
I feel the same way as you guys, definitely.
I feel the same way. I mean, growing up, I was always taught that love was love. It didn't matter who you were loving.
Like you shouldn't be judged by who you love, and you know, that's just it's a big issue right now.
I mean, I think in the past 10 years, the whole conversation has changed a lot. I remember when that Ryan Luce and Macklemore song came on the radio. It was like, wow. You know, it's I think the culture's shifting to be more accepting of.
And I feel like there's more acceptance in this generation than the last few.
And I know yesterday, Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, actually came out saying that he was gay. And I know people are accepting him for that. But what about the people that don't accept them? Do you think they're going to look down on Apple products now? Do you think that's
There's a chance. That's a good chance. But
I mean, I would hope that wouldn't happen. But you know, people out there.
You never know.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a bold move. I don't know. I mean, it's their loss if they don't want to use their iPhones anymore.
Right. I agree. But he said he came out because he wanted to encourage other people to do so. So I think that's good.
It's yeah. But at the same time, I feel like you brought up a good point, you know. People that don't get like acceptance might look down on Apple products. So we'll see.
I guess we'll have to see. So Ricky, what do you have about the Pope for us?
Oh, in the news. So Pope Francis, he's been doing a lot. Recently, he declared that evolution and Big Bang Theory are right, and not right, but he endorsed the Big Bang and the theory of evolution. And this kind of goes a little bit different to what Pope Benedict XVI was saying when he endorsed the idea of intelligent design. So I can see how, you know, religion and science are mending things. So that's cool.
That's a pretty bold move for the head of the Catholic Church to come out and say that such a scientific-based theory is true.
He endorses it, but he also he's saying, you know, like he doesn't see why you know, the traditional Catholic sense of creation, why they can't play hand in hand.
In other news, Quan, did you have something about YouTube?
Yeah, did you guys know that YouTube may offer ad-free services? You guys know about that at all? Alright, well, there's no official release date at this point, but what they're going to do is right now they're trying to explore some options to offer like subscriptions that let users watch videos without any ads or commercial, like right in between. You know how you go onto YouTube and then you have to watch the commercial first before you get to watch the real thing.
Right.
It's kind of annoying, so they're trying to get rid of that. I think that's good. I think that's
I think so
good
too,
move.
but it depends on how much the subscription is going to cost.
Right.
Because, I mean, most of the times the ads, you can just, like, in 3 seconds, you can click the little skip now thing and it'll take you to the video, which I don't really mind. But
I miss the old YouTube where there weren't any ads at all. That was what I liked.
That was the live.
They're well, right now it says YouTube is ad supported, so
Yeah, that's where they get most of their revenue.
right. So
Yeah, I know for educational purposes, whenever a professor or a teacher uses YouTube videos to teach a class, they always have to make sure that the video is loaded ahead of time and skip through the ads. So I know it's really hard on them if they've got several videos that they're trying to load, or, you know, just those teachable moments that come up spur of the moment, and they're like, oh, there's that YouTube video I remember seeing, and then it kind of distracts the class.
It does, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I think if they put like a reasonable price, maybe $5 a month, that I could consider
I'd go for that, yeah.
So yes, I also like Starbucks, and I know they're coming out with a new drink called the Chestnut Praline Latte, and it's supposed to taste like graham crackers and be better than the pumpkin spice latte. So
Wow.
you know I'm gonna be getting that soon.
Well, I also heard that they're coming up with this new drink. It's called Frankenstein Frappuccino or something like that. If you guys ever had the green tea,
Is it a frappe?
yes,
thing?
green tea flap or something like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna look the same, but I think they'll add like chocolate chip in there.
Oh.
So,
That sounds so good.
but yeah, I think I'll be trying that.
Has that drink already come out yet?
No, I just saw this on Facebook yesterday, I think, through my phone. They're gonna come up with that. I think it's supposed to taste minty.
Mm-hmm.
So like mint chocolate.
Yeah, because I know this drink is
so-
supposed to come out November 12th, so we still have a little bit of
Yeah,
time to wait,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it should be pretty good.
But pretty cool for Halloween, Frankenstein Frappuccino. So
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for today's show, and we will see you next time. Bye.